Saree packs, 100 Saree pact. I was not part of that. I didn't need a pack to wear a sari, so it didn't make sense to me. And yes, I own 100, so that's fine. I mean, that's me. But there is a mushrooming of Saree packs. And that doesn't bother me so much being on so many groups, because I can simply unfollow and say don't send any notifications. That's fine with me. My pet peeves, top of the list, is when you get your weave wrong and you wear something and call it something else because you've been ripped off by a seller. Plain and simple. Because I think the mushrooming of Saree packs has led to a mushrooming of fly-by-night online sellers who know nothing, who know zero, and have no business being there really, because they cannot identify a screen print from a block print from a hand paint. They can't do anything. That riles me because you are cheating the customer. The customer is going to perpetuate that fraud because they're going to post it online in the 3,000 Saree groups that they're part of. I don't get into the styling bit because it's really not my forte. They perpetuate this. So they are going to write something like, this is a hand-painted kalamkari, and every one of those who was putting a like on that post was going to source please, inbox. So depending on the rules of the group, you're either going to quote it there or you're going to inbox the source. And then comes the shocker that it's going to cost you 1,200 bucks to get a hand-painted kalamkari, when ideally there should be a few more zeros to it, right? After the 12, not before. So you know it's a rip-off. You have no way of telling this poor person that, because A, then you are on your high horse, which is not really where you want to be. You're not going to be liked very much, so you're going to be blocked immediately by the person. The second thing is, she's going to inbox this nonsense to 20 other women who are going to pick this up, and there perpetuates the fraud. That riles me more than anything else, because I think there is a difference between ethical selling and pure commercial selling. And what the Saree packs have done is given rise to non-ethical ways of selling, because the focus is on getting my stock moving. I'm going to put 10 sarees there, WhatsApp pe bech rahi hu, har sari pe 600,000 ka kama rahi hu, mera ho gaya. So I will go buy a coat part with it at Paramparik, and I will look very knowledgeable, because my customers are going to think, oh my god, she owns a coat part and she knows the weaver's name. So she's very genuine. The stuff I'm selling could be crap. So that's my top peeve with Saree packs, because there's, I think, more of a experience share than a knowledge share. And we need to shift that balance, because you cannot have experience shared without the knowledge coming in. And there has to be authenticity to what you are doing. That's my pet peeve. My second pet peeve is when people start experimenting with how they wear their sarees. I have nothing against experiments per se, but I believe there can be a good experiment and there can be a bad experiment. And what I do find is that because it's so cool to look different, you try too hard. And I believe experimentation works only with two fundamental factors. One is your own personality. You need to have the personality to carry off what's in Nilakshi's wedding or what Divya is wearing. Any and everyone cannot do that. I'd fail. It would be an epic fail if I tried something like that. I know that. I don't even attempt it. The second one is very important for me as someone who's documenting traditions and history. It's the context. What is the context in which you are experimenting this? Are you experimenting for the sake of that one FB post that is going to be your lifeline for the rest of the day, because you're going to constantly check and say, how many people liked, how many people liked? You know, that's what most seem to do. Is that why I'm experimenting? And when I'm experimenting, am I understanding the context of the drape? Because like someone pointed out, these styles have been in existence from the Indus Valley civilization. You're doing nothing new. You think you have invented it. You haven't. It's always been there. If you go to Sawantwadi Palace and you look through the archives of their photographs, the family photographs of the royal family, the Bhosle royal family, you'll find they have had the waterfall drape as one of their most preferred drapes. And you find it used as a very recent innovation. It's not, it's been there for centuries. So are you putting a historical context, a social and cultural context to your experiment matters a lot. Because whether we like it or not, judgment is made when you post on Facebook. And Facebook, I think, is a huge mood breaker or elevator nowadays for most women and most of us. We are narcissists, we are virtual narcissists. So these two are my big things. That one, we need more people out there who are doing a knowledge share. The second, experimentation in draping styles needs to come with a personality that matches the experiment and the context to that experiment, like their Instagram post, which shows the Raja Ravi Varma painting, right? It is the Urvashi and right. Now, if I don't give a context to that painting, to the post about what it was, it could be so easily misunderstood. You're keeping it open for miscommunication, misunderstanding. It looks very bad on its own, but if I give a context to it, then I understand it better. And that's exactly where I think bloggers and those of us who are working daily with people who wear saris need to work on that. We're sharing the knowledge of the weave, where it comes from, the history, and we're sharing the context of the experiment. To me, that's very important, because I think that'll take care a lot, with a lot of people who don't look good when they're styled, because they're styling for the sake of looking cool. It may not work. I cannot carry off any of these styles. For me, this is me. Go to 1 minute, I have draped and I'm done. I wear a sari 24/7. I'm very comfortable with it every single day, 365 days of the year. You ask me to experiment and I'm sunk because I don't have the personality to carry off that experiment. And I need to know why I'm experimenting. I need to know that. So I got Sharvari to experiment today with the blouses challenge, because she's someone who experiments beautifully. There is a context to her experiments, and I love that. And she carries it off because there's a confidence that comes with knowing why you are doing certain things, and that confidence shows through in your posts on Facebook. So I think these are the top two for me, as someone who's not a blogger, who's not a stylist, who's not a style icon. I could just be that last bencher in a group photograph. I photograph also very badly. I can take good photographs, but put me as a subject and I'm a disaster. So as someone who's watching the online explosion of sari groups and saris and everyone buying handlooms, these are the top two for me.
Thank you, Saree. Thank you, just stay there. Sonali.